Welcome to today's episode of Mini Athletics and Me. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to have with our guest Elly Rogers. Elly is from Mini Athletics Sheffield and joined the Mini Athletics family back in September. She is a full-time teacher, and since then she's given up her job to focus fully on mini athletics. So it's going to be great to hear all about your transition, your background, and how things are going for you, Elly. So welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, hi
Really
Ellie.
excited.
You today.
I'm really good, thank you. How are you two?
Yeah, good. Great to have you on the
Good,
podcast.
good.
So would you like to start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Ellie. Like Claire said, I've been a full-time teacher for the last 9 years. And then in the last 3 years, I've had 2 little girls of my own. So I now have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I first came across mini athletics last April, so just over a year ago now. And we decided to take my oldest to try out a session. And from the moment I walked in, I just loved it. I loved the setup of it. I loved the structure of the session. I loved how friendly and how inclusive it was. My little girl, she's really shy, so she didn't join in initially at all. She just kind of sat back and watched, which also gave me the opportunity to sit back and watch a little bit. And I just loved it. I just thought it was the best kind of toddler session that I've been to, coming from, I think you always put a teacher your head on when you've been a teacher, and I just thought the session was really, like I say, inclusive and just really good for child development. And I could see what the background was, I could see what the aim was of the session, and I just really wanted to follow through with it. So we kept taking her, and gradually she did start joining in. She still wouldn't go on the podium for a long, long time. I think it took months for her to go on the podium. But then you could see a confidence in improving each time. And we just loved it. And then after a few months, we got an email to say that the current owner, our franchise, was giving up the franchise. And I said to my husband, "Oh, I'm really sad. Like, Fran's really enjoying it. I don't know what we're going to do. Like, I don't think we'll find another session similar." And then he just said, "Well, why don't you do it?" And at first I was like, "Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that." And then he said, but why? So we got in touch with Kirk and yourself, and we had lots of chats. And my background is in sports coaching. So before I was a teacher, my
Okay.
degree is in sports coaching.
Welcome guest.
Yeah, we've had a few dogs recently.
We let her outside.
No worries.
Keeps
Sorry.
the podcast exciting, you know.
Yeah, so my background is in sports coaching. My degree is in sports coaching. I was a gymnastics coach for many years before I was a teacher. So we decided to chat to Kirk and yourself, and decided that we would go for it, and we would kind of go all in. And I said to Luke, I said, well, if we're going to do it, I want to do it properly. So we're going to leave teaching, and we're going all in with it. And then kind of 8 months later, here we are.
Yeah, we were going to ask you about what that final push from teaching into mini athletics. Can you tell us a bit, like, what did the early days look like when obviously you were still teaching and running the business?
Yeah, so obviously because we took over from a previous owner, we decided to try and get the classes back up and running fairly soon. So that didn't give me a chance to kind of give up teaching before starting the classes back up. So I was doing both. So I was doing teaching full time, and also then starting the business back up, and launching the classes again on the weekends. So it was a very, very busy few months, and it was kind of hard at first to juggle both heads, really, because I was having my teaching head on, but then I was coming home in the evening and I was so excited to do some mini athletics work, but then I also had teaching work to do. But I think, like, because I knew that it was kind of like an end outcome of that I wanted to do the mini athletics full time, then it kept me going, and it kept the motivation up because I could see that the classes were getting busier. I could see that it was starting to work out, and there was still a lot of kind of apprehension there that I was giving up, like, my full-time job, and I think you've always got that in the back of your mind that, oh, but what if this is not going to work, and what if this, what if that. But like I said, we just decided to go for it, and I could already see, like, how exciting it was. I could already feel, like, the boost that I was getting from seeing the children at my classes and knowing that was now our business and that was our name, and it just kept us going, really.
Motivates you, doesn't it, to keep?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're definitely an incredibly hard worker because, like you say, you wear going out all day teaching, and then you were doing training at night with us, and you were always there, 100% dedicated. You could really see that you really wanted to make a great go of it, which was excellent. So credit to you, and with your two little kids as well. Like, yeah. So I guess the question is, how has your day changed now? You're not teaching, you just run a mini FX full time. So how has things changed for you?
Definitely for the better. Definitely. I still go into school and I still see people from the school I go to. And obviously I go into a lot of other schools now and I just see things from a different point of view, I think. I think being on like the outside and doing something different and doing the business kind of thing, it's just a different kind of mentality. And although there is still the stresses of the business and there is still the pressures that come with the mini athletics and owning your own business, it's a different kind of pressure because you know that what you're doing is benefiting you and everything that you're doing. It's just a different kind of pressure and a different kind of day. I mean, mornings are a lot more relaxed. I don't have to get out of the house for 7 o'clock in the morning. So like this morning, I took my oldest to nursery. I've then been on a little run with my youngest in the pram. And then obviously come and met you. So we've got lots of different things. It's allowed me to do more things with my day.
Yeah, it sounds like your work-life balance is a lot better and more like you say that you have more control over that. Because I think I've not been a teacher, but that's been speaking to lots of friends, and Claire, who was a teacher. It's so intense, and you're out of the house in the classroom, obviously, for the full. So there's not a moment to kind of breathe or do anything outside of the schoolwork. What do you love most about your new routine and I guess your new work life?
I genuinely, I was thinking the other day, not like I run a lot of the sessions on my own at the moment, pretty much all of them on my own. And I don't think I've finished one session and not had a smile on my face. Like I just love the feeling after the sessions. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love teaching. I did. And I wasn't looking for a way out of teaching because I genuinely did love my job and I will stand by that. I did love being a teacher, but it's just a different feeling. Like being physically active myself and coming from someone who really wants to encourage physical activity in children, just seeing the enjoyment on their faces and being part of that is just an amazing feeling. And knowing that you are creating that and kind of promoting that for yourself and for your business and for the children and the families.
Yeah, it's that feeling, isn't it, where you're still doing the love, you're still getting to teach them. And I know you do it as well when I coach you guys, to train you guys and know that you're going to be delivering the program wherever you are in the area, and getting that across, but not having those pressures that go alongside teaching and just doing it for the enjoyment, because it's something that you love doing. I think when I had my family and my two little boys, it changed for me so much. Like, you want to put 100% into your teaching, but then it's taking you away from your family. Whereas with mini athletics, because it's also well planned and prepared, it's there, and you can just do it for the love of doing it, and then you can still have that time with.
Yeah, definitely. And they can be part of that as well. So like my two little girls come along and they love that. And then at home, I bring the stuff home, the equipment home, and they get it out and they do it in the house, in the garden. And it's just nice to see that they're also part of it as well. So it becomes more of a family thing. And like Luke gets involved and he comes to the sessions. And it's just nice that we can now have that as a family as well together.
Yeah, much better balance.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to let the dog back in. I'm so sorry.
Be the star guest of today's podcast.
She is a nightmare.
So what would you say has been your biggest challenge with mini athletics so far? Because obviously we've heard how great it is, but what have you found anything difficult?
Yeah, so for me, and I knew that I would find this difficult, it's the like pushing the biz, like kind of not, I don't know, kind of getting it out there and
so like the marketing.
Yeah, the sales and like really pushing myself into like out of my comfort zone to speak to people on the phone and like go and speak to people in person. And it's just something that obviously I've never had to do as a teacher. You don't have to sell yourself. You don't have to kind of put yourself out there because it's just what you do every day. So for me, that's really tricky, and it has been really tricky, and it continues to be really tricky because I want people to love it, and I know that I've got to make that happen. And I feel like I can do that when I'm running the sessions and when people see what the sessions are, to go and like kind of promote it on the phone and in person, I found quite tricky.
Yeah, you are the face of your mini athletics in your local area, aren't you? And that is it is a skill as well, to being able to put yourself camera and put yourself out there. But I think you quickly kind of see what that brings when you do that.
Yeah, and I think like I'm starting to get success now with nurseries and things like that. So I think as soon as you start getting a little bit of success, obviously that builds confidence, and then you think, oh, actually, I can do this, and I think it is slowly getting better and easier the more success you kind of get.
I guess it's like everything new that you do in life, whether that's work or person. Once you've done it once, and like you say, you see the great result, then you think, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's nerve-wracking when you haven't
Yeah.
done something before.
I kind of agree. Like, going from teacher to business person is difficult, and you do have to learn skills that you might not necessarily have used before. But like you say, Hannah, once you've got it, you're kind of proud of yourself because you've done something different, haven't you? And yeah, then it becomes easier. And like even just doing these podcasts, it was
Yes.
something that was out of our comfort zone. But really enjoy it, and I love chatting to you guys and finding out about.
Yeah, life would be boring if you didn't, test yourself and try.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons that we decided to take on the mini athletics in the first place, because you kind of just get stuck in your routine of doing the things that you're comfortable with. And I knew that there would be things that I would find tricky, but like me and Luke both said, like if we don't do it, if we don't try, then we'll never know.
Yeah.
So that was really one of the ultimate things. We just thought, well, we don't ever kind of go out of our comfort zone and do things like this. So life's short. Why should we not do that?
Yeah, totally. What kind of response have you had from families and your local community?
Really positive, really positive. I think now the word's getting out there as well. I think I was a bit naive at first in thinking that because mini athletics had kind of ran in our area before, everyone would just jump straight back into it. And I thought, oh, it'll be great. We'll have full classes right from the beginning because everyone knows who we are. And that didn't happen. And at the time, I think that was a little bit I was a little bit disappointed in that. But now, actually, I'm really glad that like I've been the one that has built it back up again, and people have seen how many athletics is now, because it's now my thing, and it's now how I run the sessions and how I promote the social media and stuff. We've had really, really positive responses. Like everyone, we have a really good uptake in the sessions. I've had quite a lot of schools be in touch and nurseries. Already started running some holiday club sessions. So yeah, really positive. I'm hoping to get into some more like summer fairs and things in the summer to get the name out there a little bit more.
Yeah, they're always brilliant, those summer events. A great way to showcase it all.
Yeah, and you've done so well. It's not been that long since I trained you
Yeah.
up in September, and to get to here now, and you've left your job, and you're adding all these bits to your kind of mini athletics boat, and it's great that it's good to hear. So, what do you like doing when you're not doing mini athletics? Because I do know you're a keen runner and stuff. So, do you still do that?
Yes, yeah, still running. Yeah. When the London Marathon was on last week, I kind of got the itch for a marathon again and thought, oh, maybe I could do that again. So I need to try and now I've got a little bit more time on my hands, hopefully try and build that back up again.
I saw your photo. Did you run the London Marathon twice?
I've done it 3 times, yeah,
3
before I had the girls, yeah. So I've done 13 marathons altogether in different
Wow.
cities, different places. But I haven't done one since I've had the girls. So I always said I would like to, but it was just the time, and just I couldn't justify leaving the girls for 3 hours on a weekend to go for a long run when I'd been at work
Yeah.
all week. So hopefully now I can try and fit a bit more into the week and get back
Yes,
on.
13 marathons is very impressive.
Yeah.
Have you been on a run this morning already with your little one, did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's great that you're getting back into doing more of what you love as well outside of mini athletics, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it just like you say, it just frees up your week a little bit more, because now I can choose where I put things in my schedule, and when I do work, and when I've got nursery sessions, and it just gives you a lot more freedom, which I've
Yeah.
never really had in my entire working life. I've never had that freedom. Like obviously as a teacher, you're told when you can have your days off, when you can have your holidays, and you don't get that choice of, oh, I'd like to go here today, or I'd like to book a holiday. You just don't have that choice.
No, that's true. Even your holidays are kind of
Yeah.
structured, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Going back to what, kind of, we've obviously heard how you moved from teaching into mini athletics, and it really was from seeing the classes rather than you, I guess, actively looking for a career change. But once you were thinking about running your own business, like why did mini athletics stand out to you over other career options or other franchise options?
I think, like I said, it kind of just like fell into our lives, I suppose. And then once it was there, and like once the opportunity just kind of arrived. And I always say that to people. I wasn't looking for something, but the opportunity just kind of fell into my inbox. Like I say, we're looking for a new owner, and then things start going in your mind. And when I was younger, before I was a teacher, I kind of always knew that I wanted to do something with children and physical activity, like promoting that. But I didn't want to be a secondary school teacher. I didn't want to teach PE in a secondary school. And like I say, I coached a lot. I went over to America and did coaching over the summer in America, and then just fell into teaching because it seemed like the option that
Yeah,
was there. It
obvious
seemed like,
path,
"Oh, I
Yeah.
like working with children. I'll be a teacher." And then when this came up, and it was exactly what I wanted to do. Like I say, mini athletics kind of has all the values that I would like to promote in my own children and hopefully in lots of other children as well. Like you've got the physical literacy, you've got kind of the fundamental movement, you've got I love like the podium at the end and promoting like being proud and showing that pride in what you've achieved, how little or how big that may be, and just celebrating that with families. And I love seeing the parents' reaction to that as well, and hopefully encouraging them to do a little bit more with their children at home, and just having that like get the ball rolling with physical activity in their lives. I just think it's a really positive kind of message.
Yeah, it's been such a good combination for you.
Yeah, yeah. So if another teacher was thinking about joining mini athletics and family, what would you say to them?
I'd definitely say go for it. I think it's just a different, I hate to like kind of like, part of me is still like, oh, we like the teaching crisis. Jump, stop the dog. Sorry.
I can ask that question again. That's fine.
Your postman's probably outside.
Do you want me to go and get and stop her?
If it's distracting you.
I
Hold
think
on.
it may well cut the background noise out, mightn't it? Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. She's stopped now. She just wants you to move.
Honestly, wait a second.
We had a dog. Yeah, think about dogs. Nathan, someone else had a dog as well, didn't they?
I think quite a lot of us have got them. I think I've been lucky today.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not hearing it. And like,
There's nobody outside. Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
okay. Shall I? Oh, hello.
It might be easier.
Good idea. Yeah. So, what would you say to a teacher who was planning on sort of coming on board with mini athletics? What advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
I'd definitely say look into it. I'd definitely say, obviously, the work-life balance is a lot better. And just like, if you've got the love for children, the love for teaching, I think like the mini athletic sessions really kind of suit a teaching background, because you can, like, I think as a teacher, you always want to kind of follow a plan, you want to follow a structure, because that's the way that you've been ingrained to teach. And you can see from the mini athletic sessions that you can see the progression, you can see the different skills that are being taught. So it does suit kind of that transition from teaching a lesson in a classroom to teaching a session in a sports hall. You can definitely see the transition between those two different things. And I just think they really kind of, I mean, coming from a teacher background, teachers are good at delivering sessions to children in a positive way and getting the most out of them. And that's not to say that other people obviously can't do that, because like plenty of people can and kind of do. But I just think it's a really good move to make between the two if you are interested in physical activity and you are wanting to promote that as well.
Yeah, sorry, you go, Claire. I was just going to say, from delivering the classes from that point of view, you're all experts because you've done it before in the classrooms. But for you, then it's like building the business is the new and almost exciting part, because, like you say, that
definitely
challenges you in areas where you haven't had to do that side before.
Yeah, and I think the franchise helps with that. Like, obviously, the lesson plans, like I get where you're coming from, because, I wanted to make sure that anyone could pick it up and follow it. So if you're not a teacher, and we have lots of non-teachers on the network as well, you can just pick up the lesson plans, and like you say, they're quite easy to follow. But yeah, and then dealing with the other things, running a business, I think like Hannah is great. She supports you so well in going through all that, and there's an operations manual, so you're not on your own
Absolutely
left
not.
to run the business for yourself. There's lots of help available. There's a big team of other franchisees who've been there and done it before. So yeah, obviously the coaching is great, a great background to have, and then those other things are just things that we learn as we're going along.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's like all the franchises have kind of got their own strengths and weaknesses. Like, I was never a teacher. I'd never been a sports coach, nothing like that. I knew that for me, kind of running the business side would almost be easier for me at the beginning than the coaching. And so obviously it's great they're running a business when one of the streams, comes more easy to, whereas the coaching for me at the beginning, but I picked up those lesson plans, I did the training, walked out there, did it, and was like, oh, this is great. It's like your energy and enthusiasm. So yeah, it's great across the network really that all the franchisees have got different backgrounds and and like you say, different strengths and weaknesses.
yeah, and everyone's been so helpful and so friendly. Like, I often email Hayley in Leeds, because obviously she's one of the closest franchisees
Mm,
to me in Sheffield. So I often email her and just ask questions. I think it's nice to know that there's people in different areas, because obviously things are different up here to down south, and like
yep.
pricing might be different, families might be different, like venues might be different. And it's nice to know that you can get in touch with other people who might have had a different experience, or who can offer a little bit of advice, like, well, we did it this way, have you thought about this? So yeah, I often get in touch, and like I spoke to Hannah, like asking about like staffing questions and things when I've had questions about coaches or different things. And it's just nice to know that there's always someone to help you with any kind of question that you have got. I know, Claire, you've been really helpful with our social media when we've struggled to get like that up and running, or we've had issues with that. So it's kind of like there's a guru in everything that you can go to.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, it is one big family. I guess we can ask you, what's your biggest goal for Mini Athletics Sheffield over the next year?
I just want to get as many children, young people involved in mini athletics as I can. And whether that's from like obviously a toddler joining in with the sessions,
Mm,
or I've currently got a 13-year-old volunteering with me for a Duke of Edinburgh. So she's coming along and volunteering and helping me at the sessions. And she's obviously getting that experience of sports and children in sports as well. And then and obviously I would love to go into like the local colleges, the local universities, and give them some coaching experience, because I know that when I was at college and university that really helped me. And
mm.
just kind of just get as many people involved and seeing the benefits of physical activity in children as possible.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
brilliant. I'm
a
excited to
great
see what's to come.
community. Excellent. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic to talk to you, Ellie. What a great, journey you've made, and it's been a great sort of 9 months since you started. Well done, and thanks so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
great to
Thank
speak to you.
you.
Thanks, Ellie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.